Shalom, everybody. What's up? So I'm coming on here to bring out this lesson that's been heavy on my heart. Hopefully, it sheds some light to a lot of the things that have been going on and bring duality and better understanding and overstanding. All right, so I'm starting off in the keys to Enoch. Um, where I'm at. Okay, yeah. It's Keys of Enoch, and the chapter is 118, the page is 169. Um, okay, so God's plan has no end. It is life in the house of the many mansions. So behold, now the marvelous plan taking place among the children of light. A divine plan has been issued to balance Earth's and man's violation of the cosmic law of love and light. So there go Eve. There goes love. So the word love, if you put the context and switch the wordings around, it can spell evolve, right? So that's Eve right there. Okay. So verse 3, this plan has been issued to negate man's violation and destruction of his atmosphere and his radiation fields, especially through those misuse of atomic energy. There go Adam. So he has also caused destruction into many biological kingdoms on his planetary life station known as planet Earth. So man has shown that he has lost control of his planet by virtue of the danger he not only presents to himself, but to the surrounding planetary environments by his pursuit of atomic energy for destructive use. So Adam, or should we say your physical makeup, right? Or matter, okay? So let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going back to page one. Excuse me, so page 169 still. In addition to that, councils that govern our planetary field have also observed man's desire to extend his planetary society to other planetary regions without understanding and still using the technology of death. So this is all technology. While we down here in this physical realm, everything is made up of invisible particles, right? Or spirit particles. And what makes up of that forms your what we see as physical world. All right. So here. Okay, I'm gonna jump down to verse 7, right? 7 is a perfective number, the God number. So there is presently occurring a space-time overlap with the higher evolution as the Earth solar system enters an electromagnetic null zone, a vacuum area in space, which will change the magnetic forces of creation. Now, I would go define that, but it just told you right here what it is. It says a vacuum area in space, which will change the magnetic forces of creation. So it's basically telling you about the balancing out the misuse of these elements, the beginning stages, excuse me. So Eve elements, whichever you have. All right. So verse 8. The change of electromagnetic density in the Earth's atmosphere will activate some species to become more violent and other species more Christ-like as man is pulled either to an upward spiral of light or negated by the breakdown of old electromagnetic frequency. Okay, so 9, this will bring about complete reorganization of the Earth's life system as the human creation begins to operate with a new magnetic and electromagnetic creative power. So this electromagnetic null zone is put here to basically combine the life force along with the physical so that they may work together like they used to in harmony. All right, so this will bring about, let's see, we already read that. So verse 10, presently there is also a galactic war and house cleaning that is being completed throughout the universe, which will advance some forms of population 1, intelligence, to population 2, star regions, and recycle those forms of population to intelligence. Oops, moving so fast. Hold on, y'all. My bad. All right, so it says, which has used their knowledge to create aberrations in the heavens. Excuse me. All right, we're going to read verse 11 and I'm going to jump down. So, after the completion of the program historically known as Israel, which means the original Hebrew scrolls, the consciousness light, which contends with the higher mind until victory, there will be a consciousness reprogramming of mankind on this planetary region, originally identified with Atlantis. All right, 13. I'm going to jump down to verse 13. At the culmination of the Father's plan for Israel, a new program, Victory, will signal the gathering of the tribes, the spiritual Israel. So the 12 tribes, right? All right. So the 12 consciousness dimensions, let's keep that in mind, because what I'm showing you is as above, so below, as within, so without. This is how it's going to look geographically and scientifically. And they're going to show you, I'm gonna also show you what it's going to look like on the inward plane, right? Okay. Oops. Bear with me, y'all. Okay. Let's jump down here to 17. So before the new story of creation happens, the Earth will go through gross geomagnetic catastrophic changes as the magnetic regions of the North Pole and South Pole release their torque, spinning the shell of Earth into a new program of existence. Now I'm gonna jump down to 20. So there is now occurring the fulfillment of ancient spiritual and scientific prophecy. So spiritual and science, which is nothing more than the fulfillment, right? What is the fulfillment? The fulfillment of Isis, which is Mayat, right? That's the age that we're in, the age of Isis, the age of Mayat, whatever one you want to say. But the fulfillment of Isis is Mayat. That is the balancing of the two worlds. So here it says, through the 64 keys of Enoch, the revelation breaking down the seven seals on the book of Revelation, as well as explaining how the brotherhoods of light work with members of the human race who can accept. So before I finish this sentence, I just want to heavily show you about the seven seals, because the book of Revelation tells you who can loosen the blunt bands. Your job here is for the star seeds. Your job here is to open the seals on the inward planes to match up with the frequency of the outer planes, because generally, if we're the creator gods, then we are the ones responsible for the creation that we see, which also means that we're responsible for the change that we want to see. On the inward plane, our use of this intelligence, this gamma radiation that is surrounding us, right? Our use of that is what we manifest in our physical realities. All right, let's see. And then it is through the opening of the seals, right? Because as Mama Earth opens up her seals, so do we in the inner planes of the Shekinah, right? Let me jump down. So 22, still in key 118. 22, we are now witnessing the coming together of the scientific evolution and the consciousness. So we know science is just properties that can be measured in the physical realm. And we know consciousness is pretty much the dimensions where it can be measured through consciousness, through the dimensions, right? So as both unite into the consciousness of the living light, the used energy by the infinite mind will influence the creation. And infinite the species. So basically, it's going to make you limitless. This is how you cross over death, is through evaluating your consciousness. As we walk through these gates, or this energy that is being sent from the Earth's core down here to our planet, it is being sent to us to use to form new creation, but the creation is within you. So as you battle with the serpentine fire, no, but as you battle with that, you will learn where do you need to heal and release. The return of Isis or Gene Isis or the Genesis, right, is nothing more than the healing, because one of Isis' main attributes is becoming a healer. A lot of us open up these spiritual books and we read and we go into these different frequencies or different dimensions with our consciousness, only to run into a wall of some darkness that we don't understand because we have yet to comprehend that it is us in the mirror, right? You are balancing these things off of you. When it say the sons of light and the sons of darkness, those of us who came here fulfilled are both. You have both darkness and light within you. That battle is to show you where to light your flame at, which will be sent up your back, your spine. So when it hit that Kundalini third frequency, your third chakra, it is supposed to go into an upward spiral. And as it does that, it's going to cleanse you. But you have to remember, in order to, if I was in my home, right, and I'm like, oh, I want a new home or I want to renovate in here, I would have to physically move things around to make space for other things, get rid of some things, and to keep some things. And that's what you're doing on this journey here, or this walk, whatever one you want to call it, right? So this is what we are witnessing, but what you guys have yet to fathom, which has a lot to do with why people didn't believe Jesus when he came and Muhammad when he came, is because you can't see it physically. It's the inward thing. Those who know, we just know, right? We go sit in our wilderness for 40 days or however long, and we allow that frequency to guide us to where we need to purge. Um, okay, back to the lesson. 25. And it will occur after the wars between the sons and light versus the sons of darkness that the new age will occur for all mankind surviving the great changes along with the vicissitudes on this planet. However, who will not choose to be chosen in light, taking the higher spiral of light? Remember the spiral, right? The symbol of Mu. It's also the serpentine energy. It's also the it's so many things. But that spiral of light, the higher spiral is supposed to spiral up, but there's also one that spirals down. Or should we say recycles? Okay. All right, taking the higher spiral of light instead of the lower spiral of decay and entropy will not receive the final destruction, but a return to the beginning of meta matter and primeval earth. This will begin the next cycle of recreation as to the righteous are advanced to the next ordering of evolution. So it's explaining to you what's going to happen. Some are going to go up and some are going to go down, depending on how you handle your task here, what you came to work out. And honestly, for real, there's some anxious souls here that just came to teach the ascension. So we are here as a form of experiment, to be tested. However, it is only to walk back into remembrance, right, of what's already in our DNA. Reprogramming, reorganizing, like the keys of Enoch just told you, which would happen on Earth. So the keys of Enoch is telling you the way it's going to happen. 30. The keys of Enoch are fulfilled through the hierarchy of paradise sons who operate in these 9 bodies of light. This is telling you who is behind moving this earth's frequency up and down. Everybody knows that the mother sent her emanations and the father sent his emanations, or we could say the mother sent her masculine and her feminine form. It don't really matter, however you want to put it. So it says, operate through the 9 bodies of light consciousness through their efforts of the office of Christ. Gods of righteousness inherit the kingdoms of light. Death is swallowed up in victory, and Hosanna is heard on all lips. Selah. So this is telling you how you are going to rid yourself of your flesh. Now, the flesh is something we can't take with us, right? Light as a feather. So the whole goal of this journey is to not carry no baggage. Erykah Badu said, bag lady, you gonna miss your bus. You know what I'm saying? Dragging all them bags. Because a lot of us come on this walk and we think, oh, it's because we opened up spirituality. And truth is, it is that, because once you open Pandora's box, there's no turning back. You know, if you're a warrior, you're gonna get in the battle and fight it and figure out how to maneuver through it. But it's gonna overtake you, and you're gonna have to quit and come back another round and try to pick up where you left off. Hold on, y'all. But that's why not only the keys of Enoch, but even in the Bible, there's a scripture where it talks about death being swallowed up, and it's about the contention with God, or you are going to contend in your physical body with your higher mind, kind of how I explained it when I talked about the grids. So I am done here in the keys of Enoch. I just wanted to give y'all the two kingdoms, right? Because I'm finna break it down for you three ways. So as above, so below. Let's jump into this book here. It's called The Path of Attainment. And this is page 210, and I'm gonna start at the top. So each individual has only himself to thank for his failures. Remember, I said this is gonna happen three realms, right? Isis, Ra, and El make up Israel. So the program of Israel emanates from these two populations, which will be the mother and the father, and the son or the child or the daughter, whatever, or the three great mothers, because it's all the same, really, it is. Different principles for different reasons. So here, let's talk. It's talking to you about the inner portion of it as it pertains to oneself's consciousness. So each individual has only himself to thank for his failures, and all of the universes, including the Godhead, to thank for his success. So I remember there's this book, it's called The Book of True Life. I can't remember which volume, but in there is a scripture that says, I'm here with you and I'm walking with you, but you stop at every step. And it is so true, because myself can testify that when you in that fire and the seat get real hot, you don't know who to blame and who to look for or what to blame for. But the reality is if you cross that path of it, then there's some work that needs to be done there. And a lot of us, we get frustrated and we want something or someone to blame it on. And the truth is you. So when you open up this nature of spirituality, it is a gift to those who can figure out how to open up themselves. But it is also a curse to people who don't know what this is about and drive themselves crazy because that flame is a little too hot for them, and the mother, she allows us to seek her in spirit and truth so that we can have somebody to help us walk through these gates, right? So here it says environmental factors which seem to play such an important part in molding life stream are actually drawn to the individual by his own past karma. So we've been talking about electromagnetic and magnetic grids. Who do you think is responsible for what you see here? You the writer of your own script, right? So it's your past karma that you are working out. Mind you, they've been saying when you hear them talk about the great mother, you hear them talk about her by many names. When you hear them talk about the father, you hear Osiris, Krishna, you hear Jesus, Muhammad, because these are all the same beings reincarnating in different cycles and civilizations for different tasks. So if that is so, you are working out generations, your grandmothers and their mothers' trauma. And a lot of us, we don't want no smoke because it's a really hard task. So, but the beauty of it for the sisters, and I'm gonna tell y'all, is y'all have the keys through healing, right? You're supposed to just know, and you're supposed to know when it's time to pull out that spiritual work. All the things you were taught in Christianity, but now in spiritual, now do the work. Okay, so sorry I ran it on. So those who blame parents, neighbors, and teachers for their unfulfilled lives must also search the records of truth. What did I tell y'all? This is the age of Maya. What is Maya? The balance, truth, right? This is the age of the fifth dimension. That is your throat chakra. Through that, we speak with what? Truth. If you don't, it's going to come back. That's the whole reason why we have gamma radiation, so that it can bounce off of you what you need and what you don't need, or what is true and what is not. And usually it's going to point right back to you. All right. So concerning the part they played in past incarnations in creating the conditions which they now find themselves, what's in your DNA? These leaves of the tree of life and the 12 manner of fruit thereof symbolize the fact that immortal gold fitting prepares man, regardless of his station or background, to become the manifestation of the sun who sees within itself. So this is back to the keys of Enoch, where it told you about the 12 tribes, right? It's telling you, or the 12, what did it call it? The 12 consciousness zones. So the 12 manners, the tree of life, the 12 manners of the fruit, whatever one you want to say, is talking about the same thing right here. All right. And whose healing wings, whose light will lift him out of the socket of mortal delusion into consciousness of immortality. So right now we know we live in a state of delusion. This room was the testing zone. So you have to work out your own salvation to be sought out of it. All right, so let's go down here to the ritual of adornment. So we call this process that we just read about putting off the old man and putting on the new, spoken by the Saint Paul. This is accomplished as man loving, there go evolution again, willing, and exchanges the limitations of his human consciousness that have accumulated in his electronic belt for unlimited powers of the Godhead already resident in his casual body. So it's already in your DNA. The gamma radiation that is being sent here is going to activate it. It's up to you if you have the ability within your works to work it out, but it's going to activate. So the use of the round clock degree, which is basically when you look at that Maseroth, it's a clock, right? Them 12 tribes, it's a clock, right? 12 ages, 12 aeons. It's more than that, but just for this lesson. So together with all the degrees that have been given by the masters or the sons of light, just like we talked about in the keys of Enoch, eventually result in the balancing of the threefold flame. There we go, the threefold flame. Remember the three minds, right? Isis, Ra, Nell. Balanced and hold on a second. Okay, are the results of balancing the threefold flame through man's balanced and masterful use of the four elements. The four and the three equal seven, right? That's the Godhead that we've been talking about, them seven seals, seven chakras. Seven is the number, seven is the letter G, seventh letter, the God or the goddess, who's balanced in their uses of these elements. And that's how you create. Daughter, what are you talking about? Okay, I gotta go to the next page. This is page 211. In preparation for these final tests of the sacred fire, the whirling action, which is the will, Ezekiel's will, of the threefold flame produces in the center of the electronic belt the alchemical heat of the white fire core of the central sun magnet. Now, y'all didn't see me show this man, show the gentleman World News Report many times, reporting what's coming out of the core of the sun, the central sun. Remember, as above, so below. We talked about that in the Keys of Enoch, where it said the sun will release the sun will release from its core, which will result in cataclysm. We don't need that part. All right, let's jump down here. Um, this, well, yeah, I'm gonna read it just because let's get it all. Let's get it all. This wiring action and the accompanying heat are induced through the individual's invocation of the sacred fire over a period of many years. As the threefold flame arises, threefold, the third chakra is the element over that is fire. So it emanates from that, your third chakra on up the kundalini, the snake, the serpent. All right. And then it says the individual's remaining human creation is thrown by centrifugal force to the sorry, Lord, my bad, of the electronic belt. Okay, where it is consumed by the violent fire that he has sustained in the center of his tube of light. The vacuum that results from this action of the flame acts as a magnet to draw the qualities of the casual body into manifestation. Hold on, y'all. Do you hear this? Did we just talk about the electromagnetic null zone that happens with the Earth when it is driven to a certain point in space-time overlap? We just talked about that in the Keys of Enoch. As above, so below. Within you, so without. This is for the star seeds. I ain't talking to nobody else because it's the reason why y'all got gods that you worship outside of y'all. That's why. Because y'all gods, y'all creators, the intelligent minds that have created you from the All Mind are who you guys are waiting for. I hope y'all caught that. So let me move this. Okay, right here. So as above, so below. When the law is fulfilled, man then stands in the center. So now you can't run nowhere to hide, nowhere to run. So you stand in the center of his own flaming Christ consciousness. The mighty threefold flame envelopes him in a whirling action that touches each line of the electromagnetic belt, ascending a spiral of cosmic faith, hope, and charity. Let me move on to the last part I came to read, and then I'm done with y'all. I know I've been rambling. Shoot. And my daughter, she just let it be loud. Okay. All right, so this is page 212. So hierarchies of the sun hold the balance. Oh, excuse me, hold the balance of his overcoming. All he need do is to put himself on the side of the scale of good, omnipotence, omniscience, and omnipresence reality, and he will win the battle of life. So that it says, then he too shall declare with the risen Christ or the rising of the Phoenix, it is finished. Thy perfection creation is within me, immortally lovely, and it cannot be denied. The blissfulness of being. Like unto thyself, it abides in the house of reality, never more to go out into profanity. It knows only the wonders of purity and victory. So ladies and gentlemen, we are the creator gods in charge over our own victory. Some of us, rather. So, uh, so I hope y'all was able to get something from that lesson. I just wanted to come here because the mother came and she spoke to me and she said to me, a lot of her saints are weary. A lot of them are restless. A lot of them don't know which way to look. And she told me the answer is to look within. Because you hold you hostage and you also hold you accountable if you want to be free. So you choose either ego or soul. Whatever seat on the throne you pick, it is your choice. She is here to guide you if you so seek her. However, she just is. So she ain't gonna beg you. And as we walk into being owners he is, if you're a guy, as we walk into being owners of our own reality, because the gamma radiation is here, the seals are broken. It's just a matter of time before more and more of us continue to rise into this frequency. Welcome, because she has gifted you with her light in the time of darkness around you. So you are the creator of your new creation. Enjoy, y'all. Say bye. Say la. Y'all be blessed.